Greg Jennings,
What's
thanks
happening?
so much for joining us.
Yes, Coach.
You guys don't know this because it was never posted.
Yes.
But when we were testing for the podcast, Greg Jennings was a guest, and now you are actually on the podcast. So thanks for joining us. Congratulations on the Western Michigan Hall of Fame.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Very nice thing.
You in the Hall of Fame?
You know, I tried to do what I could do when I had an opportunity to do it.
You deserve that. You deserve that.
I mean, look, he's not legendary coach Tony D'Amato, but
Not at all.
you
Right.
know,
Or,
you try. You do your best.
Greg Jennings. He's famous.
You do your best. Yes. Although I'm kind of like Tanya D'Amato.
Okay.
I think a remix.
You look like Tony.
I look like Tony.
Yeah, you definitely look like Tony.
There's so much going on this week, especially with your former team, the Packers. So first things first, what do you think about what the recently traded Ty Montgomery did? So if you don't know what happened, just go give it a little Google. But basically, he ran the ball out, fumbled. Aaron Rodgers very upset. Players very upset, and then he defended himself, and he is now no longer a Packer. He has just been traded to the Ravens for a 2020 7th round draft pick. So they were like, goodbye.
You can take him. You can basically
Like,
just...
please remove him from our locker room. That is unacceptable.
Wild.
So your thoughts on what he did, first of all, and then the trade.
What he did during the game, I felt like it was... I didn't look at it as selfish. I always look at it from a player's perspective of when you're frustrated, you do want to make a play however you can make a play. Right. And whether it were right, wrong, it's wrong because of the result, the fumble. So that's what makes it just completely, absolutely, why did you do that? But had he not fumbled, you don't have a problem with it, even though you lose a 2-minute timeout, all of that. But I think it was warranted, the frustration from the teammates. Where I felt like the teammates went too far was the anonymous quotes of what they felt. Just own it. Just say it. It's cool. You have every right to be upset. He should know that you're upset. I think that was warranted. His response to that, I think that's what we got. It was him being frustrated at more so the teammates and how the media. I'm going to throw Jason Whitlock out there, how he just attacked his character and made it about a business decision.
Right.
I beat up on Jason about that yesterday, but I can't honestly say that I'm completely against what Ty Montgomery did, because when I look at a guy like Odell Beckham and his frustrations, you will do anything to make a play. We've seen him on the punt return team now as a returner more now than we have in the past. Why? Because he feels like Eli can't give him the ball. So however I can get on the field and try to make a play and do what I can to help make this team win, that's what I want to do. It wasn't malicious. However, I think this was the easy way out for the Packers to let him go. You really have no tie to him anymore because he is the third string guy. He doesn't. I don't want to say he doesn't mean anything to your team. Obviously, he doesn't with. Just give me a 7th round pick.
But he saved the team 2 seasons ago.
Exactly, which is why he is so frustrated. Which then it's almost like as a player, you start feeling like they owe you something. And that is the biggest mistake you can make as a player. When you feel like they owe you something because of what you've done versus just keeping that same mentality of this is a business. I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that I'm okay. That's why Le'Veon Bell, keep doing what you're doing, because nobody looks at it when it's roles reversed. Right. So, I mean, this is business, and I think the Packers did what they felt was best for them moving forward and that locker room. Right. They don't have to answer any questions about it. He's not even in there.
He was on the block regardless before that play. And that's why I didn't like the conversation. They made it look like he was a complete idiot for doing so, which you can argue like being a smart football mind versus like a Ty Gurley who was smart to know how to solidify a win. If he didn't fumble the ball, no one would be talking about this.
A couple years ago, he made a play on the return team, kickoff return, where the ball is about to go out of bounds. It did not land out of bounds, but he took his right foot, put it out of bounds, left foot inbounds, and put his hands on the ball, which is a rule to kick out of bounds. You get the ball at the 45-yard line. Smart play by Ty Montgomery. This is why the Green Bay Packers have players like this. This is all this. Now all of a sudden, it just wasn't.
Well, I mean, it's always what have you done for me lately.
Exactly.
Like, you always have to update your resume. But I think it speaks more to overall what's going on with the Packers. Like, what's happening with Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy? Are we all making like much ado about nothing there? Is this always kind of their relationship? Because the drum beat's starting to get a little louder that he may be out of there at the end of the season.
I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I think this has always been, for the most part, their relationship. It's always been a very friction-based, but I push you, you push me. We don't always agree, but at the end of the day, we want the same thing. We want the same result, and I think they've been able to get that to a degree. Not Super Bowls. It hasn't equated to Super Bowl wins, but it has equated to a Super Bowl win, which you give a guy grace. Like, he has won. Mike McCarthy's resume speaks for itself. He can't go out there and play. He's not making all the general manager personnel decisions.
Right.
So you can't put it all on him. And I think that saves his job more than anything.
Okay, so Mike McCarthy's been linked to the Browns.
Yes.
Is if he's going to leave the Packers, then he would go to the Browns. You know, the Browns fired Hugh Jackson. There's a lot going on with that. But look, Hugh Jackson, he was kind of rubbing me the wrong way last week because I had some optimism for the Browns, which is very uncharacteristic for me because I don't care about the Browns, and I'm from Pittsburgh. They're little brother always.
You, didn't
you know what it is? They do, and they always do that.
They do every year.
They do, and they always do that. Those damn editors. Okay, they figured out they know how to pull the heartstrings. You're like, I kind of like this team.
Yeah.
Historically, my entire life I've hated this team, and for some reason, the music or something, I don't know what it is. They get
Baker.
You. I do like Baker, and I was rooting for Baker, and I am rooting for Baker, but the editors do a good job too.
Yes.
But the issue and everyone's pointing to that staff meeting where Todd Haley's talking about how basically they're just like lazy, basically like they're not fighting through injuries, they're not competing, and Hugh Jackson just wants to respond with it's his team. And like the first time I watched that clip, I was like, that's not the response that I think you should have in that spot. But I didn't really think of it as being egotistical. You know what I mean? Because you're not in the room, you don't know what the energy is, and you don't know what their conversations are. Maybe he's constantly picking at Hugh Jackson, and he just needs to check him in front of everybody to remind him like he isn't the head coach.
Right.
But then now we're hearing everything. Yeah, Todd Haley. Yeah. Now for the past 2 weeks, everything's about he's the head coach. He's the head coach. He's the head coach. Now he's fired, and Todd Haley's fired. So obviously there was dissension between the two of them, which is the problem. But now you've got a rookie quarterback who's going to be led by Greg Williams. I don't understand. Like, I would like to pretend like I'm shocked because it's the Browns, so I'm not shocked. But what do you do?
Well, I think if we go all the way back, it starts when John Dorsey. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah.
John Dorsey, he gets the general manager job, and he's now making personnel decisions. And that's number one. Hugh Jackson was one that let's be honest, we were shocked that he retained him.
Right.
It was like, okay, it's kind of a shocking. But when you retain a guy like that who's not your guy, you kind of revamp the staff. You bring in another head coach personality that you've worked with in the past.
And Todd Haley.
And Todd Haley over in Kansas City. So you know that there's going to be some relationship differences there already. So now Hugh Jackson is kind of the odd man out. He has to kind of, I've been here. This is my team. It's my way. He kind of feels like I have to do something. I have to say something to where I validate myself and I validate my position. In all honesty, I think he was out regardless after this year because I think moving forward, you want to give him a chance when you're if John Dorsey in that situation to see, does he have the guys? Can he sustain some wins or some success? But ultimately, you were never looking at him as your long-term guy. I don't like the fact that they got rid of both guys.
Right.
Like, keep one.
Yeah.
Because now you've thrown your quarterback into this abyss of where I don't have anybody that I have a relationship or rapport with. And I was supposed to be progressing and growing with someone. Now I have to start all over again in the middle of the season. That's unfair to Baker Mayfield and that team.
I'm with you there, but to me, it's the Browns, so they're always going to make these drastic decisions. But I just want to remind them, they didn't win a game for like 2 years. Like the whole idea that they haven't improved is insane. You have improved dramatically.
For sure.
Now, if there's internal struggles between the offensive coordinator and the coach that you want to figure it out. But like, you have to put your quarterback. You've leveraged your entire franchise on Baker Mayfield, right? You look at the way that the whole NFL is training. It's trending. It's all offense. Yeah. So you're just gonna, like you said, just rip the carpet out from under your franchise quarterback, who's a rookie, who is not, Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? Like, he needs some help. He needs some stability, and you just fire everybody. But to me, like, again, I can't be shocked. It's the Browns. So, and if you don't bring in some, everybody's talking about Lincoln Riley. Like, if I'm Lincoln Riley, no, thank you. No, thank you.
Okay, here's
first of all, everybody always thinks like the NFL is a step up. Obviously, like, you're gonna make more money. You know what I mean? You're gonna be more famous. You're gonna have the opportunity to have a very rare position as an NFL head coach.
Your
Sometimes
brand grows with
you
it.
are better off staying in college.
Nick Saban.
You just, look, Nick Saban went to the NFL and failed. We didn't forget that. Okay, I experienced it. It was not great. But why would he ever leave college now? Of course he's not going to leave college. He's in the best situation ever.
Money talks.
Money
talks.
I'm not saying don't aspire to anything. I'm just saying maybe pass off. Maybe just because you're getting an opportunity doesn't mean it's the
I like
best
his
situation.
response though when he was asked about it. Look, I'm not going to be the guy that says I will never do that.
Well, you should never say that you're never going to do that.
Without
then
question.
You immediately box yourself in a corner.
For me, when I look at the Cleveland Browns, I'm not saying this is the same old Cleveland Browns because I see substance there. Like, they have something going. I think what's most disappointing for me is that if you were going to make this decision, make it before the season starts.
Yes.
Like, let them go before, or then now you have to wait to the end of the season. I've never seen a coaching change to where they fired head coach or offensive coordinator or whomever, and they just turn it around and they have a great season. They go on to go to the playoffs and
not in the middle of the season.
Not in the middle of the season. But you have a team that they were playing for this guy. Like, they just don't know how to win yet. They haven't won in forever.
And give them a year to sit under and do this. The one silver lining I feel like the Browns fans have is you get a chance to see Baker Mayfield go out there and be Willie Beeman. Like, literally go out there and call his plays, because they have weapons out there, and that offense can prove to be on the field and stay on the field. They tied the Steelers.
And their defense is a sound. They have really good players, and they play well when they're clicking. So
I'm just going to say it. I think it's going to be a colossal disaster.
More so than it is now?
Yes. I don't know if they win another game this season.
I had them in for 5 wins. I'm taking it back now, for sure.
I mean, it's just too much.
No,
it's too much.
I think they get 5. I still think they get 5.
You think they get 5?
Yeah, just
Do
because
they steal a couple at the end of the season?
I give them 5
because
because
schedule.
when I think about who Baker Mayfield is, and then you couple that with the Jarvis Landry, their mentality, they're so pride driven, like they're going to galvanize.
Pride comes before the fall.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
True
As
that.
Hugh Jackson, he fell. His pride got in the way.
Look, I'm not saying I've already invested some sort of emotion into the Browns this year, which is so stupid on my part. but it has. So did. I'm not saying I'm rooting against them because I'm not. But I don't. It's such a disaster. Speaking of a disaster, the Buccaneers. I'm off Jameis Winston. I've been off Jameis Winston. I was never actually in on Jameis Winston.
Crab Legs did it.
Yeah, it was before that.
Okay.
But regardless, they've invested everything they have in their franchise into Jameis Winston. And now Fitzpatrick's starting again.
Jameis Winston says all the right things when he has the microphone in his face.
What?
In the camera.
No, that's false.
No.
That's an inaccurate statement.
After he has done whatever he has done, he stands in front of the camera and it's like, man, okay. He, even last week, even after being benched, he got up in his suit and tie, and he was like, obviously I played poor. That he was nice and calm and poised, and it's like, I get it. It's almost like, where's that guy on the football field? And when you throw the ball away and off the football field, I just don't think moving forward. I take that back. When you have a guy, these words, potential, talent. Those 2 words, when you have those on a guy, every coach, I don't care who they are, where they are, they feel like I can be the one to bring out the best in that guy. So it may not be in Tampa Bay, but somebody is going to take a chance on Jameis Winston.
We was just talking about who?
Somebody. I don't know who, but there is a coach and a general manager that will get together and say, man, they're going to watch the film. If we can just get him to not
I mean, he's super talented. I'm with you there, but like, how much is enough?
He's no longer super talented. He was super talented. He's just talented.
He is talented. He is talented, and he's a physical specimen. And he's had his moments, but to me, I'm just like, I never got it from the beginning because I'm not putting my franchise in the hands of anyone with that track record. Okay, finally, I have a very hot take. It's very upsetting to people, and I don't know how you're going to receive this. Probably not well.
Drop it on.
But I feel like people are constantly comparing Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. I've heard you weigh in on this before. I'm pretty sure you weigh in that Rodgers is better than Brady, right?
That's my side.
That's your side? Yeah. Okay, then you're not going to like my take. But it's right. And that is that Drew Brees is actually, the comparison, it should be Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. Because we know Tom Brady is better than Aaron Rodgers. Like, everybody knows that. That's fact.
I mean, okay. He just said otherwise.
No. Tell me how. In what ways?
Well, because you don't.
Super Bowls?
For one, yeah.
Okay, so he won those by himself.
No, but what do you mean? Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl by himself?
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying if you.
No, you don't win anything by yourself. But he.
So how are we crowning these two?
Their consistent greatness is due to Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
Of course.
And Tom Brady's the one that plays on the field. So I give Tom Brady more credit than Belichick. Not a whole lot more. But
so is it
more
just
credit.
is it? Are you saying just based on wins and losses?
No, I'm saying based off of the fact that he brought the Patriots back from that Falcons Super Bowl.
So basically based on wins and losses.
And
okay,
yes.
so
performance that led to the wins and losses.
No, I'm going to do this for you really quick.
He has water bottles.
This is Tom Brady. See, this is perfect.
Speaking to the audio.
This water bottle is not all the way full. This is Tom Brady. Name something that this water bottle has that this one doesn't.
5 rings.
And that this one can do that this one doesn't.
Win 5 rings.
You can't say 5 rings.
Yes,
That's not the same.
You play to win the game.
You're right. On the field, what can this water bottle provide you that this one can't?
Super Bowls.
Joy.
This is childish.
Like, yes, you're being
factual.
Childish.
Okay, so
factual.
I'm just gonna get to my point. You see how this water bottle isn't all the way full? Mm-hmm. It has the same thing in it as this one, but this one's all the way full. This is Aaron Rodgers. If I look at Tom Brady and I say Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, is there something that you can do for me that this guy can't? The answer is no. If I look at this guy, and this is Aaron Rodgers, is there something that you do that this guy can't? The answer is yes. If you swap them and put them on the opposite teams, is this guy still winning? Yes. Or is this guy winning now?
Yes.
This guy in Green Bay.
Tom Brady is winning in Green Bay, yes.
And they have now the 7.
Aaron Rodgers is not winning with Bill Belichick.
You don't believe that,
Aaron Rodgers is not winning with Bill Belichick.
He's not winning the way that Tom Brady is.
You want to know what
I've suffered at the hands of Tom Brady for many years.
That's what I was going to get to. That's why you say Tom Brady. And when I went down to Miami and I played there, all the guys were just so traumatized by what they had experienced.
Yes, I am traumatized by Tom Brady.
So you automatically will say,
bless you,
Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. He's the greatest.
He is the greatest. Thank you for saying that.
He is the greatest.
I didn't even get to my point yet.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Get to your point. I'm sorry.
The real comparison is Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, and Drew Brees is the better quarterback.
Thank you to Greg Jennings.
I'm serious.
For joining us today.
I'm very serious.
You know what? I'm not gonna comment on that because
no. I love the water bottle. I love the water bottle thing. Do the water bottles, and one is Drew Brees and one is Aaron Rodgers. If you want to look
at their numbers this year,
I agree.
Okay, Brees is actually better this year. Also, he has 14 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Brees on the
to
best team in
Rodgers,
football
13
currently.
touchdowns and 1 interception. He is.
So I mean, but when you do this, you have to go down the roster. You can't just say Drew Brees is just a better quarterback. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You cannot just say Tom Brady is the better, because if we were playing pickup ball, if we were playing pickup ball and you had Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Aaron Rodgers, you're not picking anybody outside of Aaron Rodgers. You're not. We're playing pickup ball.
No,
I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
I am picking Tom Brady. I'm picking Tom Brady.
Because he won Super Bowls?
Yes.
He's going to win you the flag football out in the parking lot right now?
Yes, he is. He's just going to sit there and put it where he wants it.
Joy.
The pickup walk, Joy. I understand you, and it's nice.
She's been traumatized.
You're sticking with your guns, and I respect that. You playing pickup football, and you have those three.
I have a roster here. Would you like to get on the roster?
Drew Brees, though. Drew Brees would actually be nasty in some pickup. NFL Street, bring that back. He was good on NFL Street. He was great on NFL Street.
Killer in pickup. It's actually a very bad comparison, but Aaron Rodgers got a bum knee.
Aaron Rodgers got a bum something.
He does that too.
He do.
Okay, so
bum weapons.
If they're all healthy.
Oh, if they're all healthy.
Oh no,
and they're all 18 years old.
Play the what if game.
And if they're all 6'4",
I have a lot of research here. I'm not going to bore everyone with it. I'm just going to give it to you.
As they are. I still take Aaron Rodgers.
Just take that. And the next time we have.
Do you need this?
Yeah, actually, no. You're not getting out. No, listen, you're not getting out of this
because this means nothing.
Give us
this absolutely means nothing to me.
Why? In your experience, we all respect the hell out of your football knowledge. Why is Aaron
Rodgers too?
But why is Aaron Rodgers so much head and shoulders over Drew Brees?
Okay, so I was at and I'm just gonna. This is just real. When you look at the skill set and how it gets done, I respect Drew Brees and how he produces. He constantly produces. Mm-hmm. But when you watch them, I was at the Pro Bowl, and at the Pro Bowl, you're dealing with the top at every position.
You was there?
And I was,
you was there. Okay, so I'm just making sure, you know what I'm saying?
And I had so many, I had so many guys come up to me. Now, Drew Brees is there.
As he should be.
Absolutely. Rightfully so. Now, on the same team as Aaron Rodgers, and we're watching them throw. And what Drew Brees did was like, man, that was nice. You look at Aaron Rodgers, he does it. He made Drew Brees look like, wow. It almost looked like he's struggling to do it, where it's just like a flick. Like, it's effortless. That sums it up.
So he throws a prettier ball.
It's not. It's the movement in the pocket, the ability. Like athletically, he's better. Again, I go back to the bottles.
But in the bottles, but in Drew Brees' bottles, he's like all-time passing yards, all-time completion percentage.
Listen, I need to.
I'm
not taking away any of that. If we're talking statistics. It's Tom Brady. It's Drew Brees. Matter of fact, it's Drew Brees, then it's Tom Brady. If we're taking away the Super Bowls.
I'm okay with that. That's why I said Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees are the better comparison, because Tom Brady is above because of the Super Bowls. And then it's Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. And I just think that Drew Brees, based off of the numbers, because they are equal in Super Bowl wins, is better.
But Joy, when you talk about the Super Bowl, and this is what I absolutely hate this.
Do it.
Because nobody talks about Robert Horry in the NBA being one of the best players ever.
Absolutely
not.
I believe now.
Charles Haley. We don't say Charles Haley was the best defensive end that ever played the game because he has 5 Super Bowls. We don't do that.
No, we know the quarterback position is just more important.
We only do it with quarterbacks.
Because it's more important to touch the ball every single play. I know it's a sensitive subject.
But you keep talking about winning in championships. If we want to talk about winning championships, let's talk about Bill Russell. Somebody get the VHS tapes out so we can watch the replay of the replay for Bill Russell.
Can you please stop?
What?
Okay, could you please stop?
Is that not true?
At one point or another, how much winning you do matters. That's why the Michael Jordan comparison always happens. Like at one point or another, you went 6 for 6, dog. You didn't even make it to a game 7. Like at one point or another, how much winning you do matters.
Okay, so basically, Nick Foles and Aaron Rodgers are in the same category. Every quarterback that's won 1 Super Bowl, they're in the same category.
I didn't say it. You said it.
No, I'm asking you because Super Bowls.
No,
I like Nick Foles.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, thank you. So let's
I'm not saying that.
So then let's throw out Super Bowl.
2 all-time greats who both have Super Bowl wins, who I think are a better comparison to each other because Tom Brady has won 5. If Tom Brady had won 2 or 3, then I'd be like, okay, maybe this team was better than that team. Or I'm not talking about Eli Manning. Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowls. Nobody throwing Eli Manning out there. You're about to be sat for somebody who just got arrested.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, because we all know how that works, right?
I
think Eli Manning has gotten hella disrespect over the years. Okay.
Yeah. He threw for 300 yards.
I mean, you got so many guys that are being disrespected when you're going with Super Bowl. Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana.
I'm with you. Troy Aikman. I'm with you.
They all
get put into a different
than Aaron
category.
Rodgers.
I'm just saying that no. But I'm
Why
saying
not?
that Drew Brees,
they have more Super Bowls.
Drew Brees is an all-time great, instant Hall of Famer, he's not in the conversation for being one of the all-time great quarterbacks based off of the records, the longevity, the availability that he has. He should be in that conversation, and I think he's a better comparison to Aaron Rodgers than Tom Brady. I get what you're saying. Aaron Rodgers is super unbelievably talented, and the second that Tom Brady retires, it's going to be Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers, and then the second that Drew Brees retires, Aaron Rodgers will likely be the best quarterback in the league.
This. I respect each and every one of these guys that you're talking about, and I'm sure you do too. And I value being able to watch them play, being able to play alongside all of them.
I was very disappointed I didn't get to see Aaron Rodgers in the 2-minute drill.
But for me, when I look at their careers, Drew Brees, what year is this for Drew Brees? 17?
Yeah, something like that. 16,
16, 17. What year is this for Tom Brady?
This is 700.
17.
This is 18.
18, I thought. Yeah.
What year is this for Aaron Rodgers?
I like that though.
What years
Keep
is
answering the question?
Yes, but Aaron Rodgers had a lot of injuries.
What year is this for Aaron Rodgers? Matter of fact, how many years does he have under his belt of playing?
Well, it's because he gets injured.
No, because he sat behind Brett Favre.
And then he gets injured.
For 3 years.
Yep.
He sat behind. His career started later than both of these guys.
Tom Brady sat for a little bit.
Did he sit for 3 years?
No, he did not sit for 3 years.
So they've had all this time to accrue all these numbers. 3 years of numbers.
Okay, but
3 years of numbers. If you can take out their first 3 years and then start them where Aaron started, then talk to me. Holla at your boy.
Well, I think what will end up happening is, God willing, we'll all have the opportunity to have this conversation when they both retire, and then we can compare the numbers then.
You're not going to compare the numbers.
We're just going to have to wait.
You're not going to compare the numbers. All you're going to say is Super Bowls.
No, here's
Super Bowls.
Here it is.
They're even.
Let me tell you what it is, because we're talking about on the field stuff and statistics. What comes down to it, we're in the media, we're people. We see these guys, we meet these guys. After you meet Drew Brees, I've met Drew Brees, you're like, gosh, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. After you meet Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, I haven't done that yet. I haven't got that far. That's based on.
Come on,
I
Willie.
met Drew Brees, so I haven't met the rest of them. So who's more famous? Anyways, so after you meet Tom Brady and after you meet Aaron Rodgers, he walks away like, I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy. That's what Colin Cowherd thinks. He wants to be that guy. Everybody wants to be these Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and live those lives, so they say they are the absolute.
I know I'm wearing a man costume right now, so this is not going to sound very genuine, but I've never wanted to be Tom Brady.
No, I'm talking about the people that write about him.
So now I have to ask you this question really quick on your side. So LeBron James, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Why?
Because he's the greatest ever.
Why?
Because he went 6 for 6 in the finals, and he never made it to a game 6, and he's the greatest of all time.
Look at him. This is hilarious.
He basically invented basketball.
I love it. At least.
Hilarious take, Joy.
Okay, so
great.
At least
LeBron James.
You should open with that.
LeBron James. Stop it.
The reason why
LeBron James. You're acting like what I'm saying is sacrilege.
Joy, listen really quick before you go, because I'm Jordan too. But my reasoning is just because I just feel like that's what I grew up with, and I'm not gonna. You're not gonna change.
Everybody has wrong opinions.
If you ask me which player is like, if I had to start a team and I said, man, like, dude, like again, player for player, and LeBron James, like I'm at least not oblivious.
LeBron James is the greatest basketball player currently playing basketball right now in the league. And if he wins a ring with the Lakers, which I think he will do in this 4-year period, I think he will.
You've been duped.
No,
you've been duped.
I think he will.
You've been duped, just like every media person out there that only says the success bar is championships and rings. That is so far from truth. I can't stand it because, again, I bring up the Robert Horry.
I'm not interested in playing for participation trophies.
So Robert Horry, the greatest.
Catch him on Sportsnet.
Bring him in here. Crown that man. He is the GOAT.
Big shot.
Bill Russell.
They should all get more. Bill Russell should get more credit than he does. Okay. But you're. I'm not just talking about championships. All right. Obviously,
yes,
you know that Michael Jordan dominated. Okay.
Yes,
he dominated.
No doubt.
And LeBron dominates now, and he changes life for not only whatever franchise he goes to, whatever city he goes to.
The janitors.
Okay. Whatever side of the country he goes to, he completely alters. All right. And then you're not even going to get to the off the field stuff because LeBron LeBron blows Michael out of the water when it comes to that stuff. I'm willing to admit. Okay, but at one point or another, how many championships you have matters.
LeBron James just went to the Lakers. They're 2-4, 2-5, like whatever. Like no one cares about their record because LeBron James is on the Lakers.
I'm with you.
We'll pick it up again in December.
I'm with you.
Look, trust
now imagine
me.
if Michael was on the Lakers.
I can't. Those jaundiced eyes. I want to see.
Stop talking about Michael's eyes. He likes a good
it.
cigar, all right? We got to wrap it up. But, Greg, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for bringing up Michael Jordan and LeBron.
I disagree with a lot of what you said.
It's okay.
But it's all out of respect.
I understand. I
Yes,
understand.
and congratulations again on the Hall of Fame. That's
Thank
really
you
cool.
so much.
Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. I will never come on again.
65 weeks later.